The Soviet military tested nuclear weapons in Kazakhstan for 40 years, from 1949 to 1989. And, very soon after the start of nuclear tests, it became very obvious to the local people and the local government that people started getting sick, they started dying, but there was not much they could do because it was the Soviet system. The narrative about the Soviet nuclear program was completely controlled. Local doctors were not allowed to correctly identify that this person has cancer because of ionizing radiation, and so in this context of complete control from the central government, it was very difficult for the people of Kazakhstan and also for the local government of Kazakhstan that was appointed by Moscow to do anything, right? To stand up and to fight against it. There were a few examples when prominent local Kazakhs, either local governors or famous writer, for example, even in the 50s, they would raise the issue that local people are suffering. And then, in case of one local governor, he was just quickly fired. And so it was very hard to change anything. But the situation changed in 1980s because in the Soviet Union, a new Soviet leader came to power. His name was Mikhail Gorbachev, and he was much more reform-oriented. He wanted to have a better relationship with the United States. He wanted to slow down the arms race. And he also understood that there should be more political freedom for the Soviet Union to survive, because all these different republics, they started fighting for more autonomy. And so he allowed for more political freedom, and maybe even he didn't expect that freedom will be taken up by the entire Soviet society. But what it meant for Kazakhstan and Kazakhstan's struggle against nuclear tests is that they finally had a chance to be more vocal about their opposition to nuclear tests. And also, as with many major events in history, there was this very fortunate combination that allowed for a tipping point moment. And in Kazakhstan's case, it was a specific underground nuclear test conducted in Kazakhstan in February of 1989, when the information about the venting of radioactive gases became public. And so people in Kazakhstan were able to use this hard data now to galvanize public support for the fight against Soviet nuclear tests. And that's how the world's largest anti-nuclear movement was born, called Nevada Semipalatinsk. In Kazakhstan, people wanted to feel united with peace activists in the United States, those who were fighting against nuclear tests at the Nevada testing site. And the movement was led by a famous Kazakh writer, Olja Suleimanov, and they were able to have millions of people join the movement, and they started rallying, protesting with support of their international partners from all over the world. And that public outrage and this movement, they empowered the Kazakh government to pass a decree and shut down the Semipalatinsk nuclear testing site forever.